After finishing a big game, one that you've invested hours upon hours into, you don't usually want to jump right into the next massive adventure. What you need is a palate cleanser to reset your expectations. For some people, it's a game in a different genre, replaying something that they love, or maybe just a few rounds of your favourite multiplayer game. As for me, well, I don't get to choose. My name is Graeldon, and I'm reviewing Steam games in alphabetical order to find the hidden gems among the piles of garbage, and today we're reviewing Projekt. Let's begin. Do you remember Monument Valley? It was a relatively short perspective-based puzzle platformer for mobile phones, and it had a gorgeous art style. Yeah, we're not playing that today, but imagine if you took Monument Valley and just removed the platforming parts, and then the game makes you build the level, and then sprinkle some Picross on top for good measure. That's basically what Projekt is. Upon launching the game, you're thrown straight into the tutorial, and I have to say that the game does a great job of teaching you the basics. Click to place a cube anywhere in the 5x5x5 grid, and place them so that the object you form casts shadows onto the two panels in just the right way. Get it right and this neat animation plays, showing each perspective one at a time to show you how your blocks line up to form the required 2D image. It's a great core mechanic, utilising the 3D space in creative ways to construct 2D images when viewed from the correct angle. In addition to just clicking to place blocks, you can also hold the mouse button down on a cube to remove it, and you can swipe? Oh no. Is this a mobile port? It is a mobile port. I knew something seemed off with the UI and the fact that I hadn't seen an options menu yet. Alright, let's pause the game explanation for a second and dig into what's going on here. Projekt released onto Steam on the 17th of March 2018 and is both developed and produced by Kairalo Kuzik. I hope I pronounced that right. Projekt is also available in the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. Interestingly, it's under the same developer in the Apple Store, but in the Google Play Store, it's listed under Stampede Games. They've released one other game, Evo Explores, available in all three locations. In general, I don't mind mobile ports on Steam, as long as they're done well and have adapted the content for PC. What I do mind is when you have to pay more for it on one platform compared to another. In the Google Play Store, Projekt is available as a one-off purchase for $1.99. The Apple Store charges the patented Apple Premium tax, increasing the price to $2.99. However, to play the game in all its glory on PC, you'll need to fork over $5.69 Canadian. That's just not cool no matter what angle you look at it, something the game actively encourages. Terrible jokes aside, the Steam port is quite good. By clicking the back arrow in the top left, you can access the main menu and then access the limited options. You've got a toggle for sounds, a night mode, and a variety of languages to choose from. I first thought that this was okay, and then I realised that I was wrong and that my standards are slipping after having been exposed to so many rubbish games. Sure, this is a mobile game with simple, minimalistic graphics, but even separate sound and music sliders would have been welcome. Speaking of the visuals, it has to be said that while it's not what I would call a stunning or striking game, they've been very intentional with their art style and there are some lovely subtle details. The black marker that appears when hovering over the side of a cube is a nice touch and makes it clear where your block will be placed. The way the blocks seem to pop outwards of the surface they're placed on and the subtle square-shaped ripple effect make it feel satisfying to place cubes. They're little details, but considering that they could have created the same mechanics by just having the cube pop into existence, it helps the game feel more enjoyable to play. The higher up they are, the lighter in colour they become, making it naturally simple to gauge at a glance where a cube has been placed. For a game about perspective, these little touches go a long way. Projekt also isn't a slouch of a game when it comes to content either. There are 6 chapters to play through, each with 20 levels, making a total of 120 challenges to complete. But that's not all. No. Simply filling in the panels is only the start of the challenge. Once you've cleared the first chapter, you'll unlock min-max mode. These layer on an extra challenge requiring you to complete the level with either the minimum number of blocks or the maximum number of blocks. When you reach chapter 3, you'll also unlock Picross mode. This can be toggled on or off at the start of a level using the icon in the lower right and will add numbers to the panels on the sides. These numbers indicate how many blocks need to be placed in a row in that position. So a 1 would be a solitary block with nothing in front or behind it, a 3 would be a set of 3, either all together or spaced apart, and a 5 is a solid row from end to end. This means that each level actually has a total of 4 challenges to complete: normal, minimum blocks, maximum blocks, and Picross mode, making the total number of levels a whopping 480. I finished all 120 puzzles, but only in normal mode, and completing some minimum and maximum challenges here and there. This resulted in about 3 hours of playtime for me, so especially if you pick this one up on mobile, you'll likely get your money's worth. An additional touch I appreciate is the level select menu. Not only are the level numbers represented in the central play area abiding by the rules of the game, the actual level selection bar has a great minimalistic touch. The black cubes represent the challenges you've completed, one for minimum, one for maximum, and one for Picross. There's no cube for completing the normal difficulty because that's needed to unlock the next puzzle. Each circle represents 2 puzzles. Squares on the left are for the odd numbers, for example 1, 3, and 5, and squares on the right are for the even numbers, 2, 4, and 6. Navigating through the level selection is a breeze, and I love how coherent the game is with its overall aesthetics. Add on top of this a pleasantly ambient soundtrack that, although looping, is long enough and varied enough that it never becomes boring or repetitive. It's not every day they get to play a Picross-based puzzle game and not be bored. Although Projekt loses some points for its lack of customization in the options menu, it nails the overall execution of the presentation and mechanics. There's something therapeutic, or at the very least meditative, about playing Projekt. I wouldn't say it's a particularly challenging game. Completing 120 puzzles in roughly 180 minutes means I took about a minute and a half per puzzle. But there's something about the cleverness of the game, of the idea of creating 2 2D images in 3D space using some clever perspectives that just scratched a primal itch and never failed to make me feel clever. It's not a game to play for hours on end, but with its pick-up-and-play nature, solid mechanics, and easily understood concept, I could see people enjoying a level or 2 before turning out the lights in bed at night, or maybe still after turning out the lights, because there's a bit of a just one more angle here. Overall, it's a great concept and an elegant execution, but I'd personally either pick it up on sale or in an app store, as the Steam price is a bit too steep for what's on offer here. And that's why my final rating is min-max mode out of 10. Minimalistic presentation, executed brilliantly, maximum drain on your Steam funds. Thanks for watching. Welcome to the end of the video. A massive thank you to all the channel members on screen for supporting the channel, especially our 2 Knights of the Holy Grail, Freaky Feline and Loveheart Gonzi. If you'd like to become a member, you can do so for as little as $1 per month. Just click the join button to see the available membership levels and perks. Thank you for joining me in this weird gaming adventure through the depths of Steam, and I'll see you next time in what looks like a Portal-inspired game. Until then, take care.